Ahoy! It's Salamander's time! Okay, so we don't mess about. We've got a Salamander starter fleet, Salamander's booster fleet, and a Salamander Drake. And I'm really looking forward to cracking them all open. Like we've said before, we're going to just do the whole fleet in one go. So we're going to unbox everything, discussion about the cards, and as always, there's a link in our description for our Discord. So feel free to join the Armada discussions there. We live stream games and talk about all the filthy list combinations that Rob can come up with. So without further ado, let's have a look at the starter fleet. As with all the unboxings, they are live. So let's have a look actually in here. So you get a, I have to try and pronounce these now, a Tyrant, cool, a Commodon? A Komodo, it's like a Komodo dragon, isn't it? Komodo. And a Folklorok. Okay. Pop it open. Okay, so first thing, let's have a look at the models. So as we'd expect, they are the Mantic resins, which we've come to know and love. Believe I've got everything correct. Lots of sails, lots of smaller sails, and the sort of deck plantment and gubbins and little sort of petard cannons and stuff like that. So obviously we'll go through this and look at that. Just look at that. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Such a lovely looking miniature. The detail on here is brilliant. All of this is all etched in, so it'll really be sort of breeze to paint. That's beautiful. I believe that's the Tyrant. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but that looks cool. It's like all like shells, aren't they, on the side? I really like this. I really love the look of this fleet. As soon as it was announced, I was like, yes, I'm all over this. Look at that. And I do believe, and Rob will forever curse at this, that there's a hefty amount of fire in this fleet. But if you ever want to start the game, the starter fleet boxes are ideal because they come with the fleet rules and sort of like the core of a reasonable sort of points game. We're going to it sort of like 100, between 100 and 125 points. However, let's have a look at the actual rules themselves. So, Salamander fleet rules. So, shield, if a ship or a friendly ship within 3 of the ship becomes crippled, roll a d10. On a 7 or more, the ship immediately recovers enough damage to be 1 less than its nerf value. What? Oh, Rob's going to love these. Brutal. Crushing blows inflicted by the crew of a ship in boarding actions cause 6 damage instead of 4. Lovely. Elemental Roar. Friendly ships, but not this ship itself, that start their activation within 6 inches of 1 or more ships with a special rule may increase their move value by 1 for that activation. Okay. Blessing of the Three Kings. While within 3 inches of the ship, friendly ships suffer a critical hit roll, a d10 on a 6 or more. There is no roll on the critical hit table. All other effects and damage are applied as normal. Wow. That and that. These boys are going to be pretty hard to wear, aren't they? Because if you look at the Tyrants, like their large ship, that's brutal. We'll get to it as we go along, but the other ships, I've not seen these yet, so... Their main overriding fleet rule, mastery of flame, affects all ships in Salamander's fleet. Any failed skill test to extinguish a fire and remove a blaze marker may be re-rolled. The second result stands. Okay. So you've got the opportunity to try and put it out more, but if you don't focus, you've got more chance of blowing up, I guess. Cool, pretty interesting. Let's have a look at the ships. So the Tyrant is the large ship's main battleship. Okay, so 2 heavy, 3 light and a close down the sides, a heavy at the front, a light at the back. It's got the brutal special rule, so yeah, pretty nasty in combat. Movement of 4, 55 nerve, 74 structure points, 6 crew strength and 60 points. That's pretty solid, isn't it? Let's be honest, that is pretty solid and that is pretty decent broadside. It's a bit of a toolbox ship, that. Deal with pretty much any opportunity and threat in the game, which is cool. Yeah. That six crew strength, the brutal, that's pretty horrific, that, particularly if you can give it sort of upgrades to add more to your crew strength. A Fukur Ook. You've got to be careful saying that, haven't you? So the main battleship is 28 points, medium size, 2 heavy, 2 light, and a close down the side. Wow. And a light at the front. That don't mess around with a broadside, that's giving you a tickle and a half, that. Movement of 5, 25 near, 34 structure points, and cruise strength of 4. Yeah, wow. That'd be nasty. And the Komodo, I like it, it's just like named after a Komodo dragon. 21 points. So their support ships are still quite pricey. Yeah, movement of 4, 15 nerve, 20 structural points, cruise strength of 2, 2 light either side, and 2 indirect at the front. Oh, what? 2 indirect at the front. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can't really say much more than that, guys. And the boxes come with these Salamander Fleet upgrades, as we'd expect. So they're standard upgrades. Let's have a look. Red Hot Shot. Main battleship only. If a ship with this upgrade inflicts a critical hit, roll a d6. On a 5+, put a blaze marker on the target in addition to its critical hit roll. Oh, Rob, you're going to love this. So every single crit can set stuff on fire with Salamanders for 3 points. Wow. 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 When you're chucking potentially 6 dice out of a Tyrant, and that's before you get onto the XL ship, that's horrible. Corsairs, add 1 to the crew strength of this ship in boarding actions. This ship also has a +1 modifier attempting to grapple. Winner. Yeah, I think that's a pretty much 7 points going on any big ship in Salamander's fleet. That red hot shot's horrific. Captains, Firebrand. A ship with Firebrand can take the swivel guns, grappling hooks, and Corsairs upgrade for free. Right. Well, there you go. And they do not count towards the limit of upgrades that the ship can take. Ooh, wow. Akblash D. Lizo. Whenever this ship causes a blaze marker to be added to an enemy ship, put another marker with it as a reminder. Okay. The ship marker in this way has to re-roll successful rolls to extinguish the flames. The second result must be accepted. If it is successful, remove both blaze markers. Right, okay. A ship with this captain can take red hot shot for free, and it does not count towards the number of limit upgrades taken. So that ability there is 4 points because you're getting a 3-point upgrade, which I'm putting on every single ship anyway. Wow. And let's have a look. Magical upgrade. Clan Ensign. Once per game at the start of the turn, activate the Clan Ensign. Mark this ship and all friendly ships within 3 inch. All ships marked have an additional +1 to hit modifier when shooting. Oh my word. Okay. Red hot shot. You're chucking 6 dice out the side. If you've got this ability as well, you've gone +1 to it. That's putting you on 5s at the standard, 4s as a veteran crew before your other modifiers are taken into account. And any critical hit roll has a 33% chance of setting the enemy on fire. Wow. For those that want to expand on the Salamanders and add more options to their fleet building, that's where the booster fleet box comes in. Now, when I'm buying a fleet, I always get at very least the starter fleet and the booster fleet because it gives you a good cross-section of the ships and sort of a real feel for how the ships play in the game. And you get more cool models. What is there not to like? And the cards, obviously. So in here, we have a Herald, which we've not seen yet, a Fakua Orc ship, and 2 Warden squadrons. So without further ado, let's crack her open. So all things, it's live. The only thing I take off is the cellophane. Okay, so obviously we've seen some of the models before. I love this aesthetic on the ships. I just think they're incredible models. You know, when you first saw them, and I was a bit like, oh, wow, yeah, they look like Chinese junks. And then we saw a few pictures, and I thought, ooh, they look a bit flat. But now, yeah, they're beautiful miniatures, and they're chunky as well. When you get onto, you can see why that is an heavy medium ship. Do you know what I mean? It's a medium ship, obviously, in the game, but you can see why. The care and detail that's gone into the kits is just absolutely, it's second to none now in this naval game as far as I'm concerned. I think Mantic make a brilliant product. And if you look at that, they're chunky lights, them. chunky lights. Very, very, very cool. Obviously, there's 4 of those. There's the extra little bits here, like the flames, and you know, you get all the fire effects and stuff like that. So I have done videos on how to paint fire for Armada. So there should be a link popping up now. I can't promise anything, I'm not the tech guy. But yeah, let's have a look at the cards. The booster fleet comes with the 4 cards for the ships, as we'd expect. We've already seen this ship, the Fukurok. I should really get my master and commander in to see if she can pronounce that. Joe! Just come here a minute, love.
Yes.
Try and pronounce that.
Is that a J?
What do you reckon that is?
Korok.
Do you reckon it's an F?
I think it's a J.
A fukurok.
Fukurok. Fukurok. Fukurok.
Right.
A Fukurok.
A fukurok. They can't have made a ship called a fukurok. That's right. Anyway, back to it. So, the Herald is a support ship, which is medium, and it's got elemental raw, which is the one that makes them go faster, which is pretty cool. 2 heavy and 2 light either side on a support ship is pretty brutal as well for 20 points. 5-inch movement, 18 nerve, 24 strength, 24 structure, and 3 crew strength with a red turn. That's a nice little ship, that. That's nice. I've noticed that the Salamanders, they're packing some cannons, aren't they? They are packing some cannons. And then Wardens have the Blessing of the 3 Kings. Okay. 1 light at the front, 7 points, movement of 7, nerve 9, 12 hit points, and a single crew strength. Blessings of the 3 Kings. While within 3 inch of this ship, friendly ships suffering a critical hit roll the D10, and on a 6 or more, they do not suffer the critical hit table, just the damage. So they truly are a warden. So if you... It's the Minus protecting the whales, literally. I don't even think that these boys need to do any shooting whatsoever. They just want to be floating next to your drakes and your tyrants and just preventing that damage, just floating amongst your crew, your fleet, should I say. Yeah, very interesting. I like that, and I really like this. I like that idea. That synergy is pretty cool. But there's also big beastly ships. That you can... Those that want to add an XL ship, you see like me and Rob use XL ships sometimes in our games and stuff like that. The Salamanders have the Drake. I just love it. I had to have it. So let's open up the Drake. You get 1 model in here, and I believe there's options to make it into something else as well, which is pretty cool. But let's open her up. Oh. Wow. There's moments in wargaming where you don't really need to speak, and that is one of them. I mean, the detail on that is really cool. It's a big ship. Big ship. So, we obviously have the sails. I'm not going to show you sails because it's just a sail. And we have some form of elemental thing, like a fire elemental that goes on the front. That's pretty cool. And, ooh, giant seeing mirror of some sort. There we go. Obviously all the deck plating and all the extra bits and bobs are in there. Lovely model, really massive. I'm really going to enjoy painting that. And obviously the very large XL base. So in with the Drake, you get 2 cards because you can make the special named ship. But if we look at the Drake first, so it's a main battleship, extra large, 85 points. It's actually coming in quite cheap compared to the other ships. Movement of 3, 75 nerve, 100 structure points, and 9 crew. Wow. 5 heavy, 2 light, and 2 close down either side. And a heavy out the back and a heavy out the front. Wow. Yeah, so obviously with the combinations there, it's easy to see how this could be pretty horrific when you start rolling that many dice. Even I'm capable of doing damage with that. Yeah. The named ship, Cathorlax Shield. I haven't picked an easy one to pronounce here, have I? Cathorlax Shield. So it's got a little 1 there. So anyone's new to the game, anything that's a 1, that's a named ship. So you can only have 1. It's like a special character, basically. It's 90 points, so we're coming in at 5 points more. 3 movement, 75 nerve, 100 structure points, 8 crew strength. So it's down on the 8 crew strength. 5 heavy, 2 light, 2 close down the side, which is the same as the Drake. Heavy out the front and rear, same as the Drake. But it's got the special rule of shield, which shield gives it, if this ship or a friendly ship within 3 becomes crippled, but is not destroyed, roll a d10. On a 7 or more, the ship immediately recovers enough damage to be 1 less than its nerve value. Yeah, that's really, really, really hard to kill, that. But you'd expect it for the points. Is it going to see a lot of play? I don't know. I like the idea of it. Am I going to use that or the other one? I don't 100% know. I'll probably build the shield up anyway and then just use it as either or. So, yeah, there we go. Interesting. But that is the Drake. And there we go. Thank you for watching this overview of the Salamander's fleet. So, interesting. I think they're going to shake the game up quite a lot. I'm really looking forward to building and painting them. I am going to do painting tutorials before anybody asks. I'm going to try and do some quick and easy techniques using a lot of the contrast paints from Citadel on these to see if we can get a fleet looking pretty cool relatively quite quickly. Myself and Rob and Chris will be playing as well, so we're going to be using the Salamanders in upcoming battle reports. As we say, if you're not looking to invest as heavily as I have in the Salamanders, obviously the starter fleet gives you about 110 plus 125 points, something like that, probably with upgrades. Booster fleet, then you're obviously getting into the bigger games as soon as you add more to it. And the Drake obviously just takes you up by 100 points no matter what you've got. So there we go. So yeah, as always, guys, do comment, like, and subscribe. It does make a lot of difference to us. If wherever you are in the world, stay safe, stay well, and happy hobbying.